Hey, what's up? This is Nathan from Gotch SEO Academy. And in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to find keywords and content ideas using Google Trends. So let me start by saying that for the most part, Google Trends is more of a validation technique for validating your keywords as opposed to finding new keywords. Out of all of the tactics that I've shown you as far as finding keywords, this is not really the best one, but it is an effective way to validate the keywords that you have already found. And so let me show you what I mean by that. So go to trends.google.com and enter a very general keyword, or in fact, enter a keyword that you want to target. So for this example, I'm going to use the keyword creatine. And so once you enter the keyword, go ahead and search. And once the search is complete, Google Trends is going to show you the interest over time for that particular keyword phrase. So one thing you can do is you can mess with these filters a little bit. So for example, I'm going to pick 2004 to the present, and I want to see the interest for the target keyword creatine over time. So as you can see from this chart, there was a very big spike in creatine interests around 2005, but ever since then, creatine has declined in interest, and that would indicate that people aren't naturally as interested in it in Google. Of course, there could be other reasons for this, and that could be because this keyword is so general and vague that people just aren't interested in that specific phrase. But when you're thinking about creating an evergreen piece of content around a particular keyword, you want to make sure that people are still interested in that keyword phrase. So to give you an example of why that's so incredibly important in my own experience is I created a piece of content around creating Web 2.0s. And this is back when my gray hat link building days. I created a piece of content around how to build these Web 2.0s so that I could artificially drive backlink authority to my website and my clients' websites. And so that was something that I used to do. And so I created a piece of content around that concept, and it had a ton of traffic for a really long time. But just until recently, that particular page has decreased in traffic. And it's not because it's not ranking any worse than it has been in the past. It's only because people aren't as interested in that topic anymore, because a lot of people are moving away from gray hat SEO and moving more into white hat based SEO. Naturally, that article is not going to have as much interest, even if it's ranking for all those keywords, because people just aren't interested in that topic anymore. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't target a particular keyword phrase just because the interest is declining, because you can still capture a lot of traffic from it. But just keep in mind that it is always better to focus on keywords and content ideas that have an upward trend line if you can. But like I said, it is not the law. For example, if I have a fitness website or a supplement website and I see this particular chart about creatine, well, although this may stop me in my tracks from going after this keyword, I would still probably pursue it because there is still interest in this particular keyword phrase. Although it's not at its peak levels, there is still interest in this phrase. Use Google Trends as a way to validate your keyword ideas, but don't use it as the law. And don't be afraid to target keywords that are declining slightly in interest. And one other thing I should mention is if you do search a keyword and it is declining in interest, what you can do is you can refine your search and maybe use a different keyword phrase to see if maybe it's just because of the keyword phrase you entered, and maybe a slight variation to that may have more interest. One other thing I want to show you is when you scroll down, you'll actually see the interest by region. And so this can be helpful depending on where you're located in the world. So in the United States, it's not a huge interest, but it's a really big interest in Canada. So if you are located in Canada, then you may want to target keywords related to creatine because it's a really big interest in that country at the moment. And then the last section I want to show you is this related topics and related queries section. Both of these sections are relevant keyword ideas that pertain to creatine. And so you can take these ideas and create separate pieces of content around these concepts. So for example, you could do beta alanine, and you could create a specific content asset around that keyword, knowing that there is interest in it and it is a quote unquote breakout keyword. And so use Google Trends to validate your keyword ideas and also to find other relevant keyword ideas that you can go after as well. And so that is all you need to know for finding keywords and validating your keywords using Google Trends. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.